the party is concerned, we can say we're actually going to let the British people decide on the future direction of the European Union, and if they don't like that, they can vote to leave. And that's a fantastic thing for the party to have done, and I think it will gain us a lot of support at the next election, especially as the Liberal Democrats and Labour are both in outright opposition to a referendum, which strikes me as a bit bizarre because it's just plain undemocratic and they just want to see the status quo continue.
I'm not entirely sure yet. Instinctively I'd say yes, I'm in favour of the UK remaining in the EU. I think this is a sort of question about where the decisions are made, and I think increasingly the UK isn't going to be able to influence big global decisions on its own, but as part of Europe and as like an influential part of Europe, they can be quite powerful and influential on the global stage. Okay, and recently the UCL provost said that if the UK leaves the EU, funding will be cut from universities. Does that affect your decision about maybe doing a PhD later on, or your views about the EU at all? It doesn't really affect my decision about whether to do a PhD later on. I'm kind of undecided about that as yet. Whether it affects my views on whether we should leave the EU or not, I think it's quite a marginal factor. It's not going to be really that influential on my decision, but it would probably bring me more towards the side that we should stay in the EU.
And more free trade.
Right, so more trade, less politics.
Absolutely.
Provost recently said that research money would go down if the UK left the EU. Do you have any views on that?
That is a potential risk, but overall the UK is a net loser from the EU budget, and so I think we should be focusing on where the money goes in total rather than where the money goes with regard to a specific sector.